So when I was really young, my dad had left, and just kind of growing up without that father figure in my life, growing up all those years was just rough. You know, I just had a lot of unforgiveness I had to deal with growing up, and I didn't really know what to do with all that, and I just kind of, it was all bottled up, and I had all this emotion and anger I didn't know what to do with, so I just, kind of held it in. Around 13, things just, they weren't getting any better, they were kind of getting worse, and I was kind of rejecting the thought of having a new stepdad, and I guess like putting it into like medical terms, you get like a blood transplant and you don't receive it well. Like when my mom got remarried, I didn't like take that very well. So then got to the point where my mom had drugged me to church one day, and I had a meeting with Pastor Gary, and just kind of re-showed me everything, started talking about God, and eventually that led to me rededicating my life. Things were starting to get better, but I was still going through the motions, and there was just one night that just kind of turned it all around. I was down at E3, and this was my first real encounter with God. I was sitting in service, just going back and forth, and PJ started to preach about forgiveness, and that kind of just pulled on my heart a little bit. At the end, PJ did his altar call with forgiveness. He said, if you have anyone that you need to forgive in your life, I want you to come forward. He prayed with us, and that was when God told me I need to let everything from my childhood about my dad leaving, I just need to let it go. And it wasn't necessary for me to be carrying around anymore. Ever since I was able to forgive my dad, I know that God is able to forgive me more than I thought he was. So if I mess up, I know I always have God to go to, and I know that before I can even ask for forgiveness, he's forgiven me. This church really means a lot to me because I know that when I come here, people aren't judging me, but they are loving me for who I am. And it's just nice to have a group of people that are like my family, that aren't in my immediate family, that I know will support me in the things I do, and who will stand behind me and defend me anytime I need it.
Brother, let me be your stay.